Nate Streeter, StreetSmart Marketing, Paperboy Printing and Distribution. Again here with Steve Lundgren.
Hey folks, how's it going?
And we're continuing our review of the book, The Pumpkin Plan by Mike
Michalowicz.
Yes. And, this is one of the concepts in his book and that we love is him talking about under-promising and over-delivering. Mm-hmm. And as many of you know, the whole premise of the book, or a lot of the premise of the book is figuring out what customers drive the most. It's taking the concept of that giant pumpkin. That's why the book's called The Pumpkin Plan. And figuring out how to grow your own giant pumpkin. And part of that's getting rid of clients, or other little pumpkins in that case, and weeding it out and watering, but it's also about under-promising and over-delivering.
Right. Wow, what's this chart thing we got going on here? It looks like the symbol for a bomb shelter or something.
We liked the one from Good to Great much better. That's another great book that I'd highly recommend, and it talks a lot about these subjects. And this is from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. And his book is a lot more theoretical and more about research, so it's probably boring. Don't read it at 10 o'clock each night, let's put it that way.
Well, it might be the cure for insomnia.
Well, yeah, or maybe,
Depends on your problem.
Depending on your needs, maybe it will be just the ticket.
Right.
But he has this graph, and I think it's a better one, which is, what are you deeply passionate about? What drives your economic engine? What can you be best at in the world? You need to figure out, or, this thing that you always talk about, Steve, pick one: price, speed, service, or service, speed,
Yeah.
And obviously you're not the only one that talks about that. But,
right, it's common.
Yeah. But the truth of the matter is that you can't be all the things that you want to be. Just start with that.
Yeah.
For most of you entrepreneurs, my experience is you don't want to accept that. You want to be the very best at everything. And I applaud that, But the problem is it's impossible.
Yeah.
And what it creates is a situation where you're constantly over-promising and under-delivering.
Yeah.
And when you're under-delivering, you're not getting raving fans. Speaking of another book that we will probably review at some point here.
Yeah.
You're not getting people who are leaving positive comments for you online. You're not getting the traction you need. And so that's part of the reason why I don't want you to try to be, you have to set up a situation where you can underpromise and overdeliver.
So is this a matter of customer expectations, setting their expectations?
I think so. It's also about cutting your customers. I mean, like you and I have talked about, like sometimes I realize, like yesterday, I won't use any names here, but yesterday I basically had a customer where I cannot underpromise and overdeliver for them. Like their expectations and needs don't fit my, unique selling propositions and
right.
What I'm passionate about, what drives my economic engine, and these things that you see here on this graph. So basically, what do I do now? Not what I did 5 years ago, which was just to continue to help them. I send them to another vendor.
So you've kind of outgrown that customer.
It's not even necessarily about outgrown. It's because, in that specific customer's case, maybe a little bit, but it's also because sometimes it can be about size, but it also can just be about fit.
Right.
Mike Michalowicz in his book, one good example of this is that, he's got this, I think we even talked about this before, this company that fixes computers in cars, right?
Right. Yep.
And it was the same thing. They realized that if they took every European car, it was very difficult for them to underpromise and overdeliver.
Yeah.
But if they just worked on BMWs, then all of a sudden, they already have lots of BMW computers in stock. Well, they'd get the broken one. Well, they wouldn't fix it and then send it back out. They already had one in stock. They'd send out a new one. As soon as they received the broken one, they'd ship the new one.
So by focusing on their core competency, they came out ahead.
Exactly. And they created a situation where they could underpromise and overdeliver.
Yep.
So they tell people, we'll get you another one in 5 to 7 days, and they get it in 3 days.
Right.
Well, I think just before we even started recording, you were bringing up Zappos.
Exactly.
Another great book, the pursuit of, what's the name of Tony Hsieh's book? I never can remember.
Oh.
Tony, please rename your books. I need to have names that are not like The Pursuit of Happiness. Hopefully here, maybe we can put a link to it below. Unboxing Happiness. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, his book, his company Zappos is another great example.
Yeah.
They overnight shoes to people all the time. Steve, you don't like your shoes 60 days after you get them? They aren't going to, everywhere else they would never take them back. Yeah. Zappos take them back. They'll do anything to over. And the truth is, are their shoes cheaper? Are they different than anywhere else? No. They found where they can, where they're passionate, what drives their economic engine, what they could be the best at in the world. And they created a situation where they could underpromise and overdeliver. And people don't go to Zappos to get the cheapest shoes. They go to Zappos to get the best customer service in the world.
Yeah, and when they tell you you're going to get your shoes in 3 days, but they show up the next day, they blow your mind.
Exactly. Yeah, and how excited are you? I know, Steve, you're a big shoe guy, right?
Yeah, big shoes. Yeah. Little feet, but I like big shoes.
Well, anyways, that's funny. So, but those were some of the concepts here, again, in Pumpkin Plan, and if you feel like you're struggling, you say, "Gosh, Nate, I half the time I'm over promising and under delivering."
Yeah.
You have a big problem with your business.
Yeah.
I know that sounds harsh, but there is something fundamentally wrong if you can't create a situation where you're under promising and over delivering. And it could be a variety of different things, but you need to figure it out strategically. And just like always, we're here to help. We'd love to chat with you more about it and help you with the strategy of it. So call us, email us, connect with us on Twitter.
Yeah, and if you like this video, hit the like button and or subscribe, whatever you can do to kind of show your approval. We
love that.
Eternally grateful.
Exactly.